just when you thought it was safe. Curriculum changed, PCP has gone and got a court case. It's proof for the deniers, revealing all the liars. UNESCO co-conspirers, stealing away your rights as a parent, a guardian. Remove your right to disagree, chosen from the age of 3, exposing kids to CSE. Change the name to RSE, it's mirrored inequality. Legally made it mandatory, dictated by the GOV.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Just give me a second so I can just share this and I will be with you. So I didn't plan to go live tonight, guys, because obviously I'm on my own. I would prefer, to be with somebody. But we haven't done a live since the podcastathon back in December, where we raised over, I wish Lucia was here now, we raised well over £1,300 that day, guys. So thank you all so much for the support there. And as you would have been aware, if you watched the podcast that day, it was the day of the judgment. So things didn't go in our favour that day. The judge did side with the government, but her judgment was really very interesting. That is on our website, www.publicchildprotectionwales.org, and that is under the tab Judicial Review. So if you have a look there, you'll be able to read the judgment. It's the first thing on the page. So what do we get from that? Well, obviously, we've got a court that agree that parents have no rights. So where have they gone? Where are they? We've got no rights. Where have they gone? They were never there to begin with. Okay, well, if that's the case, why are they criminalising us for attendance and the threat now of criminalisation for removal of your children from a lesson you do not approve of? Absolutely insane. As we know, this RSE, I haven't even introduced the thing properly. Sorry, guys. I'm really sorry. This is why Lucia's really good. Sorry. So for those who don't know, I'm Kim. I'm Chair of Public Child Protection Wales, and we are leading the fight in Wales against RSE, Relationship and Sexuality Education. We know it's not RSE, it's actually CSE, Comprehensive Sexuality Education. What the government have done here is legislate this lesson from age 3 to 16 with no parental opt-out. It's one of 4 mandatory subjects and it's embedded all across the curriculum, including corridor talk. So there's no separation, there's no single subject anymore. And we are a group who do not campaign against sex education. We support sex education, we support children's rights. We're just not happy with this education, the power grab by the government. And children from age 36 months, all these excuses why they need this education, yet the common children not getting it. So for those who are a little bit behind of what's gone on, the government have introduced this RSE at this moment in time. It was the deadline, September gone, for this RSE to be in all primary schools and year 7. Well, like I say, that was the deadline, okay? So this should have been rolling out long before then anyway. So it should have been full steam. It should have been in full swing come September. But we're still missing some lesson content. All we've got is the legislation. So you need to read the legislation, the Curriculum and Assessment Wales Act, okay? That's on our website as well. That's under the resources page. Read section 77. Tell you and have a look what it says about the RSE code. So the RSE code is something that was published January this year after 2 years of putting pressure on the government. So this is something that the schools are passing on to parents. This is what they flaunting in the media. This RSE code, there's nothing here that you're talking about. But where's the lesson content? Where is the lesson content? We took the government to court early September. We wanted it, was it early September or the end of August? We wanted to put an injunction on this. They said they couldn't. They couldn't stop it because it was already ready to go. Everything was lined up. It was all there for you to see. Well, we're still waiting for the lesson content, aren't we? But that hasn't happened. So we lost the injunction, but we were still successful because that prevented the schools from rolling this out. A lot of you in Wales have done freedom of information requests. You've been corresponding with your schools. Still nothing by way of lesson resources. Hub is pretty much shut down now. You've all been given this code. So let's discuss this code because this is mentioned as well in the judgment. And this is something that we need to address in the judgment, okay? So this RSE code isn't saying all these things that we are saying. So you need to look at the code. Where does it come from? Who's written it? It's not referenced. There's no references in there. It's simply a guideline. So what? It's come out of thin air? Has it come out of thin air? No, it hasn't come out of thin air. If you go on our website, www.publicchildprotectionwales.org, go on the sex education page, scroll down to the bottom, you will see government correspondence. You will see government documentation, freedom of information requests. You'll see evidence submitted to a petitions committee. You'll see the Minister of Education corresponding with the petitions committee. You will see this referenced, okay? You will see that the code, the RSE code, has been co-constructed. That is a quote, by the way, co-constructed by UNESCO. Now, this isn't just in that documentation, the correspondence and everything else. It was actually published in a report on the 4th of December 2020. So we know the RSE code has been derived from UNESCO. That's our problem. That is part of our problem. So not only is the parental rights our problem, where it comes from is our problem. So this is, that brings me on to an interview we had today then, guys, with ITV. As you know, things are hotting up. We did lose the judicial review. Yes, we did. But like I said, there are some points in there that need addressing. There are also some points which haven't been looked into properly. But there was some interesting quotes. So the judgment has been pretty reliant on a 2017 report published by Professor Emma Reynolds. That's on our website as well. Well, actually, we wasn't aware of this at the time when we submitted our case to the court, but that report is pretty much based a lot on queer theory. That is a very, very serious theory, okay? It comes across like it's inclusive, but please go and check out the origins of this work, the people behind it, the way they think, the work they write, the way they think about children, okay? They simply think childhood is a myth. Childhood innocence doesn't exist. We are sexual from birth. And maybe we should be thinking in terms of child plus sex equals okay. Right? So these are the kinds of people now who speak like this, who have been referenced in the judgment. That needs addressing, guys. Okay? We will be addressing that. Today is the 5th of January. So the judgment was adjourned until today. We now have 7 days to address our issues, our concerns within the judgment, and most likely we will be going down the road of appeal, okay? We will be challenging this. We will never, ever give up, all right? We will never walk away from this fight. We are not like the rest of the people in the UK, all right? And that brings me on to our interview today. So today we had an interview with ITV. So this is going to come out in a couple of weeks. The interview took place down on Aberavon seafront. It was supposed to be at my home, but I didn't know my son is not back in college until next week, and I'm not having. I don't want to put my son into that, in that situation. So we changed the location, okay, guys. But anyway, so this interview is for ITV Wales. ITV at 6 and for Sharp End, okay? So I had to give my part. They're going to see Jeremy Miles for his part, and they're going to get a few other people as well. Really interesting. Let me read this to you. So the whole point of this program, which is really funny, really, okay, because their questioning doesn't align to what they say here, right? But it doesn't matter because, as you know, we record absolutely everything. We record every single interview. We record every single phone call. We do that so you guys know. We know they're going to try to edit and discredit us anyway, but we do that so you guys know that we have done our best for you, okay? The interesting thing on this is, let me show you, it is ITV, okay? So the interesting thing on this is, the nature and purpose of ITV Wales at 6, ITV.com/Wales and Sharp End is to inform viewers of news stories and current affairs affecting people in Wales. As the mandatory teaching of RSE is an issue that affects many young people, parents, guardians, and teaching staff, we believe it is in the public's interest to broadcast this story on all platforms, including on TV and online. This is so the wider population can be fully informed of the content of the school curriculum. So where's the lesson content? Where's the lesson content? Why didn't they ask me to show the viewers what my issue is with this documentation? Why did they not ask me to show the viewers the letters that we've submitted to petition committee? Why did they not ask me to bring forward our concerns? I'll tell you why. Because they set the scene, just like they did on Jeremy Vine. Now, if you had watched Jeremy Vine, you would have seen him saying he had a big blow up of this document, the RSE code, big blow up of that, and he said, this is the issue here. Circle, circle, circle. Nobody asked me. Nobody asked me what the issue is. So the whole point of this program is so you guys know exactly what's on this curriculum, all right? So they're going to be asking a Minister of Education that's only been there less than a year. Don't forget they started doing this in March 2017. The RSE code was only published in January last year, wasn't it? Right? So January 2022. Where is the lesson content? So we know that this interview is going to be a hatchet job, just through words that they use. But like I said, we've got everything recorded anyway, right? Absolutely everything. So they were saying things like, they would like say that there's conspiracies and things like that. Well, look at the evidence. Look at the evidence. It's as simple as that. Why should people believe us? Well, people shouldn't believe us. People should never, ever, ever believe a single word that comes out of our mouths. You should investigate it. Just like the government. You investigate us, you investigate the government, okay? They are delivering a bit of lip service, few buzzwords, meaningful statements, okay? But they cannot produce evidence. So I pointed out an issue that actually we are quoting from government documentation. We are not interpreting, all right? The whole thing came up again about age appropriate simply does not exist. Age appropriate does not exist. How? I said, put that policy in practice. How can we put this policy in practice? We've got no assessment tool. We've got no scientific statement. So how can a stranger in a school now know when my child is ready for it? They simply do not. They know they're ready for the next stage of reading because they completed the book before. They know they're ready for the next stage of maths because they completed the task before. But there's children that struggle in these subjects as well, isn't there? So where do we place these children on this policy? Where is this age appropriate? Let's go back to the RSE code. It's developmental phases, age 3 to age 6, age 7 to age 10, age 11 to age 16. So again, their words aren't matching their actions, okay, guys? The documentation, the dots are not joining in anything. So to cut the long story short, they are basically going to try their absolute best to chew us up, right? There was no meaningful discussion, no real questions. Oh, he did ask about the leaflets. This is interesting. UK, listen out. Everyone in the UK, listen up now. So they did ask about the leaflets, and they asked, are we the ones issuing the leaflets outside the Senate? And I give a confident yes. But that is not right, he said. That is not something that we can put on our news. I said, we can put it in a classroom. But it's not in a classroom in Wales. I said, no, it's not. So why is it on the leaflets then? Because it's in classrooms in Scotland. But that's nothing to do with us in Wales. So it's good enough for the children in Scotland, eh? It's good enough for the children in Scotland, but not good enough for the children in Wales. You don't think it's going to happen here. So why was Professor Donaldson appointed the person to actually make recommendations on our curriculum? The same person who made the recommendations for the Curriculum of Excellence. Why was Kirsty Williams, the former Education Minister, referencing the Curriculum of Excellence of Scotland? She said it's not working there because it hasn't been implemented right. So what? She's saying the teachers in Scotland, there's something wrong with them. Are you doing it wrong? Are you doing it wrong? You know? So anyway, he then went to the judgment and he wrote, read out a quote from the RSE code. Oh, it's going to do this, it's going to do that, it's going to do this, and that. I said, but that's open to interpretation. I said, there's 1,500 schools in this country, and you've got a document there that's open to interpretation. How many members of staff are in that school? We're talking safeguarding. This is safeguarding now. So why is safeguarding open to interpretation? Right? It never is. Health and safety is health and safety. There's no, oh, you may do this, perhaps that will happen. No. It's either yes or no. Go or stop. There's no interpretation. There's no in between. There's right or there's wrong. And it's as simple as that. So again, we're discussing then, these are very complex subjects. Are we anti-gay? Well, actually, I've stood there with people who are straight, bisexual, and gay. You know? So, and do you know what? That's a personal question. You're asking somebody about their sex life. Some people like to keep that stuff private. So why are we taking the talk into the classroom? Why are we normalizing this kind of discussion? And why are we aiming it at 3-year-olds? Okay? 3-year-olds this is starting at mind, not 15, not 16. But when you look at their reports, you look at their research, you will understand why they are targeting the children from as young as 3. So anyway, guys, I'm not going to bang on much longer now. I've been on here 16 minutes, but the reason why I've come on now is because I was going to do a live off my own profile. I felt a little bit too emotional to come on here tonight, and I like to keep this platform clean. So, but because we haven't come live now since the 22nd, I needed to show my face. It's a very busy week. We've got 7 days from today to sort out the court issue and file an appeal. All right. So that in itself is a bit difficult, but we will get it done. We won't give up, okay? We never, ever, ever give up. We don't give up on our children, all right? Another question I was asked as well, this wasn't on record though, there was discussion around politics. Would I run for election in politics? No way, Jose. Do you know, politics got us into this mess. Politics is not going to get us out of it. But I do know a lot of people out there still believe in politics. I simply do not, guys, okay? The only way out of this is people. It doesn't matter what position we're in. It doesn't matter where we work. Morality is going to get us out of this, because the people in high places, the people in charge of these roles, they haven't got an ounce of morality between them. That's why they're so good at what they do, you know? But anyway, I did offer ITV. I did, and this is on camera as well. We've got a copy, so I did offer them a live debate with all 60 ministers of the Senedd, the Children's Commissioner, NSPCC, and Women's Aid. So I have offered them a live debate, which I'm happy to do. I've said I'm happy to do since day one, guys. But this is it. We're not having the discussions here. They're not having discussions with us. And that's the problem there. So that was another thing as well that they said in the interview. What you say to people that's saying what you're doing is dangerous. You're causing more harm than good. Well, what I say to those people is, come and see me. Come and show me. If you can show me where is safeguarding, we'll stop. If you can show me, physically show me something where is safeguarding, we'll stop. But what we should be doing is, you come and show me where is safeguarding. If it's actually safeguarding, I'll have no concerns then, will I? But if I don't agree with safeguards, you've got to sit down and listen to my concerns. Because we're talking about children. This is not about being right or being wrong. It's about doing right. And that is why this fight will never stop. That is why this fight will continue, and this country will be the safest place in the world for raising and educating children. We will not stop. He asked, would we stop if we got our parental opt-out back? We would stop legal proceedings if we got our parental opt-out back. Of course we would. We would stop the legal proceedings then. It would not stop our concerns. It would not stop our concerns now we've discovered what's going on with these lesson resources. Because don't forget, we didn't know all this when the campaign first began. We've been learning something new every day. So we will never, PCP Wales is never going to go away because we've got a massive job to do, all right? We need to retrain these teachers. We need policies fit for purpose. There's massive gaps in safeguarding provisions. We need to make sure that's filled in, guys. And it's only going to get filled in by people at the bottom, people who actually experience oppression from these policies that's not fit for purpose. So PCPW will never go away. PCPW will be a brand that your children know and a brand that your children can trust. We are going to work towards we're changing the legal structure of the organisation. We're going to work towards registering different aspects, upskilling staff. We've got trauma training coming up, adverse childhood experiences. We've got doctor and adverse childhood experiences looking over our training to make sure the training we put out there is right and is trauma informed. We want to get this right, okay? So PCPW is never going to go away, but the legal fight will stop if we had our parental opt-out back. It's as simple as that. They've taken it away against our wishes. So another thing he was saying, I kept saying we, and he was saying, who's we? I said, well, the 5,000 people who signed the petition and the 87% of the population who rejected this in overwhelming numbers anyway. Plus, I speak on behalf of the people who are yet to find out who are going to be livid. So when I say we, I'm speaking for every single person out there. First and foremost, I'm speaking on behalf of the people in Wales, obviously, because we've got this fight going on in devolved powers. But when I say we, I'm speaking for every single child yet to be born, every single parent out there, parent, carer, auntie, uncle, granddad, grandma. I'm speaking for us all, okay? Even if you don't understand what's going on, I wouldn't be doing this. This is not a debatable issue. I would not be sat here giving up my entire life, my time, the team. Nobody gets paid for this, okay? Nobody gets a penny for this. Everything is sacrifice. And we would not be sacrificing our own lives, our own futures, if there wasn't a genuine concern around our children. So in the new year, we're going to go forward. We just keep going. We're going from strength to strength. We've had new committee members as well. So we've got a new policy and funding executive. I'm really excited for you to meet him. Once his bio's done and his photos done and everything else, guys, we'll have him on for you to see. I'm really looking forward to regrouping with the team this year. Obviously, we've had a lot of time off over Christmas. Really excited to see what we can do together moving forward. Because like I said today in my interview, what we've created here is absolutely beautiful. We have just 3 principles. Everyone under 18 is a minor. There's 2 types of people, human race, human disgrace. And there's only one split in society, childhood and adulthood, okay? The people we're up against, they don't believe childhood is a thing. So it's a no-brainer, really, isn't it? You know, it is an absolute no-brainer. I'm really looking forward to these relationships, continuing this way, guys, and seeing what the future holds for us. Things worth having don't come easy. I do predict a difficult year, yes, I do. But like I said to ITV just before I left, do your worst. Do your worst. Do whatever you want. Edit, discredit, do your absolute worst. I'm expecting it. Sticks and stones will break my bones. Names will never, ever harm me. And there's the difference is between the truth and a lie. A lie will continue to grow. A truth will eventually get exposed. So the longer they continue this lie is the longer they're assuming you're dull. You're never going to figure it out. Well, the evidence is all on our website anyway, guys. So let's stay connected. Let's continue with our coffee mornings, coffee hours, get-togethers. We do have local authority WhatsApp groups for the people here in Wales. We have 21 out of 22. Let's continue moving forward. We will be doing a mass safeguarding thing, guys, but we need to properly support you through that. And we're also starting a campaign as well, and it's called Reclaim the Rainbow. So, and it's a way, guys, it's a way of preventing brainwashing for personal gains, all right? So what we're going to do is we're going to teach our children the difference between, what's real and what's a logo, basically. But we move forward together. And like I said, I'm really excited because we are not going to give up. None of us are ever going to give up on this. How can you give up when you're a parent? It's just It's like saying, stop breathing. You're not going to. You're not going to, okay? Once you see the truth, that's it. And that's what I spoke to the guys after the interview, and they were saying, you're not being interviewed. Now I said, not speaking to you as an interviewee, speaking to you as a person. I think you better get and research. And said, and that when you go and speak to Mr. Miles, said, if you can pinpoint what is misinformation, then we will remove it from our presentations. And even if they say in the classroom resources from Scotland's misinformation, it's not misinformation. It's in a classroom. Just because it's not in this country now, they are referencing that, right? It's in a classroom in the United Kingdom. And if you're happy to sit there interviewing us, or you're happy to sit in the Senedd debating, this is not in Wales, this is not in Wales, when we know full well it's coming, right? If you are happy knowing this is going on in the UK, there is something seriously wrong with you as a human being. All right, this is the United Kingdom. I don't care how many devolved governments it has. I don't care if it has 46. I don't care. It's United Kingdom. It's United Kingdom for a reason, all right? We look out for every single child that's living right now and every single child yet to be born, okay, guys? That is something. That's pride. That is pride right there. Standing up for people who cannot stand up for themselves. But before you stand up for people who cannot stand up for themselves, you have to learn to stand up for yourselves, guys. You've got to stand up for yourself first. And you can't do that if you're not, if you don't know what you're talking about, okay? Don't think you need to know it all. You don't. Learn one thing and learn a little bit more than them. That's all you need to know, is a little bit more than them. That is it, guys, okay? If you want support, guys, we are here for you. We're going to be more open. I can't say more open. We're going to be more available to you guys, okay? So whether it's through Zoom or face-to-face or whatever, we will be more available to you guys, but we are going to rein in the workload now, because it's been 2.5 years. That's a quarter of a decade. We really have... everyone that I work with is faultless, okay? Honestly, if there was any criticism there, I would tell you. But every single person that I have the honour of working with, are they just incredible, and they have gone above and beyond. So foot still on the gas, come down a few gears, carry on building up, and let's get some ideas out there for the first demo of the year, okay? Throw some dates at me. Let's continue. Start as we mean to go on. Right, guys, this is not the end. This is the beginning of the end, okay, for them. All right? And deep down, they know it. Deep down, they know it. That's why we're expecting a hatchet job of them now with ITV. So before that comes out, guys, make sure you are armed with the information, because all that has to happen is, once that stuff goes live, once their websites are up and running, they will be taking away your comments as well. Like, this is what happens, right? But don't worry about it. Get everything in a copy and paste with all your links ready to go, okay? We can be one step ahead of them, guys, right? Deviants, if they have to win this by being deviant, so be it. Let them try. Let them try. Good always wins in the end. Truth always comes out in the end. We got nothing to worry about. You guys got nothing to worry about. That's why we're at the front. We are at the front, physically prepared to take these blows, so you guys don't have to, okay? Come on, we're in this together. One in, all in, okay, guys? And thank you all for listening. I hope that made sense. I wasn't going to do it on you because obviously we're a little bit emotional today, but I did it on you anyway because I knew I needed to do an update. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for your continued support. Honestly, you guys do make it easier for us, you know. Cards, letters, messages. I know we don't have time to get back to all. The people who emailed us after the court, oh, thank you. I read every single one. I'll be honest with you, I read every single one. Didn't reply to every single one, okay? But I did read every single one, and it means a massive lot. Ask anyone I work with, stuff like that does mean a lot to me. That's what I get my little buzz from, is the people who actually take time, you know, to thank us like that. That really does mean a lot. Thank you all for taking the time out of your Christmas break to email us. Good night, everyone. Speak to you all soon, and I hope to see you all soon as well.